Should you invest into search engine optimization for your property management business? Is SEO worth it? Hey, my name is Jonathan Passley, and SEO can be a very powerful method in generating property owner leads and acquiring new units and growing your business. It can be a very powerful method. Now, there's some people out there that say, oh, well, SEO, it's not worth it, or it doesn't work, or SEO won't save you. I've heard that before. No, SEO can be a very powerful method in growing your business. Now, where most companies get it wrong is that they start with SEO. SEO is more of a long-term play. It's a long-term strategy, and it can really help snowball your marketing efforts. So if you've seen some of my videos from before, I talk about our 3M method: message, method, and measure. Right? So those are the 3 M's that we utilize to approach any marketing campaign. So this is more of method, and I break down method as far as the method at which you utilize, or choosing the right method to acquire quality property owner leads. Right? So, and I break down method into 2 really subcategories: your short-term strategies and long-term strategies. Short-term, more along the lines of like advertising, paying to get in front of your ideal customer, right? Those are short-term strategies where you can see a fairly quick ROI on that investment, on that strategy. The long-term strategies, especially search engine optimization, really leads the long-term strategies. It takes a little while to gain momentum. It's not as targeted. It's definitely not as quick as just paying for advertising online, but when it starts to kick in, and if you do it right, it can be a very, very powerful tool in growing your business and getting property owner leads. It takes a couple of months, and it depends on the market, how competitive your market is. It might take 6 months, 8 months, it might even take a year. But again, that's why you don't start with SEO. You start with more along the lines of advertising online, generating quality property owner leads, advertising online, acquiring more units, and then reinvesting that money back into marketing, right? Reinvesting some of that money back into marketing, and investing that not only in scaling up on the short-term stuff, scaling up in the advertising, but investing some of that into the long-term marketing strategies like search engine optimization and content marketing and things like that. And then what happens after a while, you have a snowballing effect that happens. Because again, initially up front, you're getting leads through advertising. You're closing out those leads into new accounts. So you have a quick ROI. You're turning that investment fairly quickly. That marketing investment, you're turning that investment into sales fairly quickly. But again, you're reinvesting some of those profits, those sales into the long term. And so now the long term and the short term begin to start working together, and you have a snowballing effect, and you really start to dominate your market. SEO works. So actually, one of our first property management companies that we worked with, Bay Management Group, they're here in Baltimore, Maryland. We applied this strategy we started off with advertising, and then after that, we snowballed our efforts into SEO. And within 8 months, he really just started to take off. Actually, I'm going to show you some of the results right now. I'm going to turn the screen around right now. So I'm going to show you my screen. All right, so here we go. I'm going to turn this around, Baltimore. I'm just going to do a few keyword searches. I'm going to show you here. And I went incognito, so the results are fresh. You can see it. So, Bay Management Group, right? They are listed here. Again, I just typed in Baltimore Property Management. You see it here. They are listed here. They are listed here. And they're listed here. 3 times on the page, organically, not including their ads. 4 times on the page. Alright, let's type in another one. Baltimore. All right. They're listed here again. Number one again. Number two, so they're listed on the first and second listings, and in the map listings. So, I mean, any variation you can type in. You can just even do Baltimore, Maryland. Again, the same thing. Number one in the maps. Number 1 and 2. I mean, I can even spell out Maryland. Let's do that. Again, number one and 2. Let me do, okay, here's another one. Baltimore company, we'll do companies. Again, number 1. Number 1 and 2. So as you see, they dominate. They dominate the search results. I'll do. So you can basically type in any variation of that, and again, they appear multiple times on the page. Let me turn this around. So as you see, SEO definitely works. This company, we worked with them. We started working with them about 5 years ago. When they came to us, the owner, he was a one-man band. He managed less than 100 units. He started with us, and within 5 years now, they manage over 3,000 units. They have 3 offices that span across 2 different states. They're crushing it. I mean, they're dominating. They've grown so much now that they have a department dedicated to transitioning problem clients or problem accounts away from them because they have that flexibility. They have so many units now, so many accounts that they can do that. They can pick, choose, and refuse. But also, they have basically a steady stream of property owner leads contacting them. Last time I checked, they had about 10. They get about 10 leads per day on average. So they're in a really good place. So SEO, yes, it definitely does work. Just don't start with it. If you're just getting started, don't start with SEO. That's not the way to go. Again, SEO is more of a long-term play. Yeah, SEO, there's a science to it, but long-term play, and once it starts working, you really start gaining momentum. There's a snowballing effect that happens, and you can really dominate your market. Really, sky's the limit, or the market, whatever the market holds, whatever the demand is for the market, you can max that out. To be honest, if you do SEO correctly. But again, the method, very, very important. Start with the short-term marketing strategies, reinvest some of that into the long-term strategies, so that snowballing effect can begin to happen. They all, the short-term and the long-term, begin to work together, and you can dominate. So hopefully this video was of value to you. Hopefully this shines some light on just search engine optimization, because I know sometimes it's kind of a buzzword among businesses. So yes, hopefully it was value to you, and I will see you on the next video. Have a good evening, everyone.